Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to share my thoughts with you guys. So this is a success through routine. If you are not failing, then that means you're not trying. At the moment you're trying, you will fail a couple of times. But what will keep you going forward are the reasons that you have started doing that which you are doing. The dream is on your inside, and no one can, talk you out of it unless you talk yourself out. Because the thing is, the enemy within yourself is stronger than the enemy outside. The enemy that comes around us, they are more, they are not worse than the enemies within ourselves. There are times when you're talking yourself out of something that you're yet supposed to be doing, and you just find that you are discouraging yourself, that you know what, Hitler, you cannot do it, you have failed how many times. Remember the other day when you were speaking in such a gathering, you did not move people, whatever. Those talks that are always inside, if you encourage them in your life, they're the ones which are going to make you to fail to do something in your life. The enemy, those who are coming from outside to talk you out of what you can do, are less of importance than yourself. So listen carefully to what you're speaking to yourself, because you can be your worst enemy and you can be a very good friend of yourself. The moment you are not encouraging yourself, you're looking at things which are the other part, the negative way, the other things, you will not go through life transformed. Because I have a friend of mine that he wanted to be a chef, and then I told him, you know what, you have got to first go out there and look for a restaurant and try to practice, because it's not only about, the cooking. You've got to know how the management is, and how the service, all those things. And so he went out there to look for a job, and he got a job, luckily enough, and he started, doing the practice, and then he started with being, the waiter, So as he was doing the job, he was like, man, I'd rather be, a chef. And then when he went in, for the chef part, he's like, man, I'd rather quit. So this is the thing. The battle is always within ourselves. You want to do something. You think like doing the other thing that the other person is doing is much easier. Not until when you go and try it out by yourself. It's hard, guys. But it requires commitment, it requires dedication, a time when you need to do something and you've got to do it and you have to concentrate to do that. That is what is going to help you. There is no pain, there is no gain without pain. So there is always, pain which comes with those things that, because at the end of the day, if you want something which you have never had, you've got to do something which you have never done. And so until when you do that, that is when you will get something that you have never had in your life. So the dream is on your inside, and no one can talk you out of it. Even if you're not trying, you aren't just, if you are not failing, then you aren't even trying. That is the thing, guys. So the dream which is on your inside, you've got to work it out, because a lot of that will be thrown at you. Nobody will support you. But the moment you know what you want, you will fight for that which you want. Because the act of a champion is when they throw a lot of dirt at them, they're telling them you cannot make it, you have never done it, no one in your family line have achieved a college degree, they will throw it back at them, or just don't say a word, but they keep doing their best to do that which they have to do. Because indeed, if you're not in the 5% of what you're doing, you're better quit. Do something else. Look for that which you are talented on. Look for that which you can do and can transform your life. That is what is important for you, to transform your life and the people around you. You will have to be having unreasonable things that you do. That people will not understand you, but you know the reasons why you're doing them. Because no one has to understand everything that you do. For you to be unreasonable is to do the things that the people will not understand, but you will continue doing them because you know the reason why you're doing them. That is more. That is very important if we are to rise up and do enormous progress in our lives. So you will lose friends, but if you have the dream on your inside, you keep fighting and keep working for yourself, because the friends. If you succeed, there are many friends who are going to come to be. They will want to be, and they want to be with you, or they will want to associate with you because you are successful. But before you succeed, friends will run away from you. And the moment people run away from you, they are not attached to your destiny. Keep fighting for you. Keep working with the people who are going to support you, people who are going to come to, raise a load to put on your shoulder. If it is already on your shoulder, they can try to push it on your head. Those are the people you should keep around you. Keep the positive people. Some of you are married to men and women who are negative. They cannot push you forward. You better quit out of that relationship. You better quit out of that marriage, What I'm saying is, don't go and do it in the natural for real. But you got to make a difference in their lives. If you cannot, change, if you cannot work it out for them, that they can see the sense in you, then you better move your way. Because a lot of us, we are stuck in relationships and marriages where we are not even moving anywhere. We are living together or we are dying together, but most of us are dying together, and no one has the courage to move out of that relationship, and start a new life, because they are afraid that there isn't anybody who is going to love them, or they are not going to get better love out there. But I would encourage you to have the strength and the courage to move out of that, so that you get something which is of help to you. Be relentless. Do something. Rise up, resolve. Be resolved to do something that is going to transform the lives of the people around us, to transform the world, because we have got to be co-creators with God. That which God has blessed us with, we have got to make better the situations we are in. Have you seen people who have been working for 20, 30 years and they have never done anything in their lives? They have never built even a single room. You have your brothers, you have your sisters. There are some of them who are living with you. Even now you have your friends. You have been working for 20, 15 years. They have never done anything. You need to avoid this kind of people. As long as you're going to do something for your life and it's going to change the world's perspective, you've got to keep running. It's not going to be easy. You've got to keep moving. You got to keep running. You got to keep, doing something, because at the end of the day, it's not easy, guys. There's nothing which is easy. And ease is the greatest, hindrance to success. Most of us, the kids, they think easy thing. They want to do easy stuff that will, but ease is the greatest hindrance to success. Doing the hard things are the ones which will help you. Even if you're in the business world and you're doing something which is hard, it requires a lot of money. Do that. Concentrate on that. Because if it is easy, anybody would want to do that, and they will always run to come. But the moment it's hard, the people who are going to run to come and do it, they have got to move through the hassles that you move through, and it's not going to be easy. And people always give up on themselves, without trying. In the middle of trying, when they get knocked down 1-2 times, they would want to quit. So you are better placed doing the hard job. Then at the end of the day, you become successful, and nobody will come and So you want to do something. You want to be a great motivational speaker. You've got to work on yourself. You've got to keep, having to watch films, having to talk, listen to people who are already a success story in the game, and you've got to listen to their advice. And of course, don't take every advice. Take that which can work for you and leave that which does not work for you. But you keep developing yourself, keep increasing on your knowledge base by reading a lot, doing something that will increase your knowledge will help you to be a better speaker and have the courage to move on. Even if they are not cheering you on, but you've got the opportunity to speak your mind out. That is what is going to help you in moving forward. And so, we are enduring our marriages. Some of you are married, but I would rather you have the courage to move out of that relationship or marriage if it can't progress, it can't make you push yourself forward. Because in a basketball game, you can't make a basket without throwing it. Until when you throw it, then you make a basket. So you either shoot your team in or you shoot your team out. So I would rather you keep trying so that you shoot your team in. But even if you shoot them out, but you remain steady on your progress, you remain steady on trying to throw it up. That is important. Tough times are going to be coming. If I tell you that tough times are not going to be coming, then I am wrong. Tough times are going to come, but write 4 reasons why you're better placed to do that which you are doing. Some of you are on a job which you're not enjoying. Quit and get a job which you are enjoying. I'm not saying resign today. Make a progress, make a program for yourself to do it in phases and see that you move to doing that which you are talented on, that which you are satisfied with when you're doing. Make that. That internal conversation which is always saying, Hitler, you cannot do it, you so and so, you cannot do it. Avoid those ones and concentrate on the better things that you can talk about. Flip the page. You're the one in control, like a TV channel. If that one is boring, you flip the page. Look at the picture where you're strong, you are courageous, you won, you did something amazing in your life, and you are smart, you are above the status quo. At that time when, those are the moments, the time when you help someone cross the street, the time when you help someone succeed, those are the times you should be concentrating on to develop you, to add something unto you, rather than keeping on the negative pages of your life. Because all of us, we make mistakes, but the moment you make a mistake, learn from it and move through it and move forward. Doing something over and over again is what will make you, is what is a routine for your life. And make sure you have a routine that you do it every day. Like, for example, I had a negative feeling about people who have traveled the world and they come back to Africa and, their lifestyle is changed. The fact is, where they have been, where they're doing their stuff, like for me, even where I'm doing my stuff, you have given the opportunity to also sleep within the course of the day. But in Africa, you start from morning up to about 5. From 8 up to about 5, you're still working. But here you're working for about 8 hours. You have time to rest. You have time to sleep. So sometimes we have to go and take a nap and stuff like that. So definitely my life is going to change. Every day you're bathing, you're having some warm water or something like that, you're taking a shower. In Africa you're going to, go to a different thing. So your life is automatically going to change. But the moment you are routine, you're doing something to better yourself, you're reading every day, you're trying to listen to motivational speeches, you're trying to listen to preachings that are going to help you better yourself. That is your routine. Every day you wake up, you have to listen to a positive message. That is what is going to set the pace of your day. And the moment you're doing that, you will be sure you are going to develop yourself. Because I tell you for free, sometimes I have to do rehearsals. I've got to speak to myself to be a great speaker. I've got to do that, So you've got to do something. You've got to do something until when you're doing it over and over again, that's when you will gain the expertise and experience on doing that. And there is no such a thing that as perfection. We keep trying and trying always until a point where you are, better at what you do. You don't need to be perfect because perfection is not there. The moment you're saying you're perfect, you are on top, you have finished everything, you have refused yourself to grow in that which you should be doing. So there is always a moment for you to learn something new, and I'd rather I see you just getting started. Be proactive to do something to change the situation, to avoid the situation you are in. I would want to see you sell your big car to, buy a small boda or a motorbike, that you will commit to working with that. Even if you're having no money, I want to see you leave your woman or leave your girlfriend to, do something to make sure that you are still doing and you're on your game and you're doing it over and over again to make sure that you are better off at that. That is the thing. We have got to keep trying, we have got to keep doing so that we are better off, you know. That is the thing, guys. So excelling, and if you're not, excelling at that, you're not in the 5% of what you do, please, avoid yourself to, the pain and the heartache to be on that, move on and try something else. So you've got to be good at what you do so that people can follow and keep track with you, That is important, guys, if we are to go forward with our lives. So the thing is, I told you, avoid negative stuff and negative voices that keep coming. Just move over them, celebrate yourself, act stupid sometimes even if people are not understanding you, but you know what you want, because there's a lot of things from resentment, hatred, a lot of things that come around us every day. People fighting us, people talking on your back, your boyfriend, got another hot babe who is more charming than you. You have got to deal with that. Your girlfriend left you for a guy whom you cannot dare fight even. So there's a lot of things that we have to struggle with at the end of the day. And so you have got to find a reason to be happy. You don't need to move with a chip on your shoulder. You don't need to just wish things around. You've got to do something about the situation you are in. Making the endeavors is quite important to see that you do something that will change the story of your life. Being committed, is very important. The difference between relationship and marriage is the level of commitment. Marriage is that I am more committed now to you, to a greater level. Relationship, you're committed to someone at a slow pace, but now marriage is at a greater height. To see that you are helping them, you are available, you are supporting them financially, you're supporting them physically, emotionally, all that. You have to do that so that the level of your commitment to the relationship is increased. That is what is going to help you in going forward, So be controlling of the inventory of your life. Be in control, because negative things will always come. But how you respond to them, how you overcome them is what is more important than them coming, because they will always keep coming. But take inventory of what you need to put in and what you need to put out. Forgive yourself of things that you have done in the past and you cannot, change them, because our past can never determine our future. So you've got to move forward. Before anyone could curse you, God has already blessed you, So be prepared. The tough times will come, but rise above them, to greater heights, to see that you stand the storm that will come to your life. A lot of us, we have a lot of fears, that comes around us, We are very afraid. We do not want to try out something. If we are afraid, we don't want to leave that relationship, and we think, there is no any other better option, We don't have the self-esteem to move through it. Self-esteem is the confidence and the self-satisfaction about you doing something or has achieved something. That confidence to help you to move through life, that is what is important for you to, keep fighting for you. Because if there is anything you need to avoid, should be fear. Just fear itself. Don't fear any other thing, but just the fear itself. That is what prevents a lot of us from achieving what we are supposed to achieve. Some of us die, It may not be physical death, but you see somebody is already dead because they keep saying, what, the situation can never change, I'm like this, there is no money, and you can never get money. You will also not get it, because if you are determined to get it, you will get it. How comes other people have it and others don't? You've got to fight and work for it. And if you want it that bad that you don't, as if, you want to breathe, then you will surely get it. But if you just want it and you're not acting, you're not doing something, you'll not get it. Invest in yourself. Try to learn. Try to do things in a better way. Because our friends, our relatives, they like you when you're far. But when you're living with them, they do not celebrate you when you're living with them. When you're near them, they will not celebrate you. They will only celebrate you when you're far. When you just come, you meet them, they go, they buy for you drinks, or you buy for them drinks. That's when they will celebrate you, you know. And if you don't have it, you don't have the money, they will not even want to call you. They do not want to call, to even pick your call. No, you know. So our friends, they will like you when you have it and when you are living somewhere else. But when you're living together with someone, they will not celebrate you until when you have left their lives. Then they will realize your importance in their lives. That is it, guys. You know, doing something over and over again, even if it's difficult, is what is going to help us do something to transform our lives. Make it a routine to make sure that every day of your life you are advancing your knowledge, you're doing something. If it means reading books, in the last 90 days, in the last 1 year, how many books have you read? Like this, you have got to do them over and over again so that you are better off. Every day you're waking up, you're listening to a motivational speech. Every day you're waking up, you are trying to develop yourself. That is what is important. And no one can do it by themselves. You know, some of our friends, they have lost it on their way. They have lost it because they're like, you know, and you do everything you can. If you have gotten it together, then call me, then I will come. They want it when you have already made everything perfect or good, then they would want to come and take on from there, you know. And so there is no such a thing as perfect, I told you, but at the moment we keep on, you know, advancing, helping ourselves to be better off at that thing which we do, then we can be better off in our lives. So finally, you know, let's build a community around us. Instead of sabotage, let's support one another. Instead of ridiculing people, let's be there to see that, you know, everybody matters and we should work together. Let's build a community and do amazing things. Let's see more of love, generosity, fairness to one another. You know, that is what will count. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Take good care of yourself. From me to you, peace. Hitler Chan is just my name. Check it out, YouTube.